Peace and bliss. Welcome back to Reclaiming Our Roots. This is Tanya. I am back for the first of many garden tours. It is the end of winter and I am in the early throes of preparing for our spring garden. So I wanted to give you all a quick tour so you all can see the current state of the garden before its transformation. So we're starting here with our fig tree. As you can see, it's still in dormancy. This is the third year of me having this tree. I don't think it requires any pruning at this time. Last year it did set fruit for the first time, so we were excited about that. It was like four figs last year, so hopefully this year we'll have a lot more. And down here, this is left over from last season. I put some collards in here. As you can see, they're starting to take off. Doing well. And here's just some herb, calendula, and things like that I have here that I will be adding more herbs to and possibly relocating these. Okay, overlook the mess here. There's a lot going on in the background that I can't disclose at this time, but in due time I will share. So until then, here are my basil plants from last year, and this is just kind of like my whole herb little section here. I have a sage plant here that requires uppotting. I will be uppotting that. And more herbs. I think this is oregano. No, this is mint. As you can see, it's starting to come back. This here is a pepper plant. And the majority of my containers are empty, as you all know, or those of you that are new to the channel. Last year, I expanded our gardening efforts at the farm last year, at a local farm. And that's where most of my time was devoted. So I did not grow a complete garden here. I filled all of maybe 15 containers. I have a total of 55 containers. But it will be filled this year because I am not going back to the farm this year. And this here is oregano, more herbs. All of this stuff here will be pulled out, and I will do some soil dressing for all of my containers. I'll bring you all along for that. In the winter and fall, I covered the plots with leaves to protect the soil. And here is a cabbage kale combination that will be coming out. This is leftover. This is what, this is broccoli. This is broccoli from last year. No, this is cabbage. But again, I don't know, I may leave this in. It's starting to form a little head in there. I may leave that in. All of this here is broccoli. You know what? I may just pull all of this stuff out. Just pull everything out. I have here a Meyer lemon plant that I purchased last year that needs to be uppotted. A key lime plant that needs to be uppotted. And I have two blueberry bushes here that need to be pruned. I have no idea what to do, so I'm going to do some research until I have a complete understanding of how to prune my blueberry bushes. I will probably do that solo. I will not bring you all along for that because it's something that I'm unsure of. I do not want to pass along misinformation, but it would be a learning experience for you if I screw it up. So I just want to do some pruning, give the plant some structure and form. I think a lot of it is kind of, I want to say, common sense. Looking at some of the branches that are dead, you definitely don't want to trim off the ones that have bud ends on them. But I need to get a move on before they start to set blossoms. So that's something that I need to do. So in the next video, you will see that these trees have been pruned. And over here, this is my spinach, and it is just beautiful and still thriving. And over here, this is a container of, this is purple sage. Yes, purple sage here. and my rosemary and thyme bush herbs will be returning. So a lot of things here. Pots that I need to move out. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do on this end this year. I'm not quite sure, so still in the early planning stages. I will be removing all of this. Had I allowed this to stay in last year, I would have just cut it at the base and allowed the rest to compost in place. But we're beyond it now. I need to discard and compost all of the remains. And this here's my apple tree that it needs to be pruned. As you can see around the base, this little tree here, probably stem there I can move out. That's my apple granny. And as you all recall, last year this one was destroyed in a storm. And over here, I do not know what I'm going to do in this planter this year. Last year, I made an attempt to grow onions, and that didn't go very well. So I don't know if I want to put potatoes in here this year. I'm not quite certain. So we'll see with that. Another grow bag here, and this here is lemon balm that will come back as bushy and gorgeous as ever. And I have containers here that are filled with soil that I will be pulling down and recycling and re-amending, and I'm going to use that soil to top my containers instead of purchasing soil. So I'm going to amend that and add it to the containers and go from there. But yep, guys, in the early throes of preparing for the spring garden. I hope by now you have already started your seedlings, your brassicas. I've started mine. I'll do a video and show you all what I have and what it's looking like. But yeah, this is just a quick snip of the garden in its current state before transformation. A lot of work to be done. As you can see, weeding to be done. Gotta get this stuff out of the walkway. But yep, just wanted to pop in and show you all a quick glimpse of the garden before I start to transform the space. But yeah, we are ready and excited to get back into the full swing of spring, summer gardening, and I cannot wait. I am just elated. So, okay, so that concludes this video. I'll be back in the next video where I will show you all what my intentions are for the containers this year and how I'm going to remove all of the wood chips and replace it with fresh wood chips and compost and prepare to bring out my seedlings for the spring garden. Okay, until the next video, peace and blessings.